The 1900 Summer Olympics, today officially known as the Games of the Second Olympiad, was an international multi-sport event which was celebrated in 1900 in Paris, France, and the last Summer Olympics to be held in the 19th century. No opening or closing ceremonies were held. Competitions began on May 14 and ended on October 28. The Games were held as part of the 1900 World's Fair. 997 competitors took part in 19 different sports. Women took part in the Games for the first time, and sailor Hélène de Pourtels became the first female Olympic champion. The decision to hold competitions on a Sunday brought protests from many American athletes, who traveled as representatives of their colleges and were expected to withdraw rather than compete on their religious day of rest. At the Sorbonne Conference of 1895, Pierre de Coubertin proposed that the Olympic Games should take place in 1900 in Paris. The delegates to the conference were unwilling to wait 5 years and lobbied to hold the first Games in 1896. A decision was made to hold the first Olympic Games in 1896 in Athens, and that Paris would host the second celebration. Most of the winners in 1900 did not receive medals, but were given cups or trophies. Professionals competed in fencing, and Albert Robert Hyatt, who won the EQT for amateurs and masters, was awarded a prize of 3,000 francs. Some unusual events were contested for the only time in the history of the Games, including automobile and motorcycle racing, ballooning, cricket, croquet, basque pelota, and 200 meters swimming, obstacle race, and underwater swimming. This was also the only Olympic Games in history to use live animals as targets during the shooting event. Organization. The 1900 Games were held as part of the 1900 Exposition Universelle. The Baron de Coubertin believed that this would help public awareness of the Olympics and submitted elaborate plans to rebuild the ancient site of Olympia, complete with statues, temples, stadia and gymnasia. The director of the Exposition Universelle, Alfred Picard, thought holding an ancient sport event at the Exposition Universelle was an absurd anachronism. After thanking de Coubertin for his plans, Picard filed them away and nothing more came of it. A committee was formed for the organization of the Games, consisting of some of the more able sports administrators of the day, and a provisional program was drawn up. Sports to be included at the Games were track and field athletics, swimming, wrestling, gymnastics, fencing, French and British boxing, river and ocean yacht racing, cycling, golf, life-saving, archery, weightlifting, rowing, diving and water polo. British and Irish sports associations announced a desire to compete, as did a number of powerful American universities and sports clubs. Competitors from Russia and Australia also confirmed their intentions to travel to Paris. On November 9, 1898, the Union des Associations Écoutes Françaises de Sports Athletiques put out an announcement that it would have sole right to any organized sport held during the World's Fair. It was an empty threat, but Viscount Charles de la Rochefoucauld, the nominated head of the organizing committee, stepped down rather than be embroiled in the political battle. The Baron de Coubertin, who was also Secretary General of the USFSA, was urged to withdraw from active involvement in the running of the Games and did so, only to comment later, "I surrendered," and was incorrect in doing so. The IOC ceded control of the Games to a new committee which was to oversee every sporting activity connected to the 1900 Exposition Universelle. Alfred Picard appointed Daniel Mérion, the head of the French Shooting Association, as president of this organization in February 1899. Mérion proceeded to publish an entirely different schedule of events, with the result that many of those that had made plans to compete in concordance with the original program withdrew, and refused to deal with the new committee. Between May and October 1900, the new organizing committee held an enormous number of sporting activities alongside the Paris Exposition. The sporting events rarely used the term of Olympic. Indeed, the term Olympic Games was replaced by Concours International d'Exercices Physiques et de Sport in the official report of the sporting events of the 1900 Exposition Universelle. The press reported competitions variously as International Championships, International Games, Paris Championships, World Championships, and Grand Prix of the Paris Exposition. De Coubertin commented later to friends, "It's a miracle that the Olympic movement survived that celebration." Highlights: Alvin Krajins won the 60 meters, the 110-meter hurdles, the 200-meter hurdles and the long jump events. As of 2005, these 4 individual gold medals are still her record for a track and field athlete. For his victory in the long jump, he was allegedly punched in the face by his rival Meyer Prinstein, who was prevented from competing in the final by officials of Syracuse University because it was scheduled for a Sunday. Hélène Deportes became the first female Olympic champion as part of the winning team in the 1 to 2 ton sailing event. Charlotte Cooper was the first woman to win an individual Olympic event after winning the women's singles tennis competition. She later went on to win the mixed doubles tournament. 3 marathon runners from the United States contested the results, saying the French runners who got first and second places took a shortcut, and the proof was they were the only contestants not spattered with mud. In the Cox pairs and eights events in rowing, crews replaced adult coxswain with children. The identities and ages of these boys were not recorded, but they are believed to have been amongst the youngest of all Olympic competitors. Sports: 85 events in 20 disciplines, comprising 19 sports, were part of the Olympic program in Paris. Weightlifting and wrestling had been dropped since the 1896 Summer Olympics, while 13 new sports were added. Swimming and water polo were considered to be 2 disciplines within a single sport of aquatics in the Olympic context. The number of events in each discipline is noted in parentheses: aquatics, swimming, water polo, archery, athletics, basque pelota, cricket, croquet, cycling, equestrian, fencing, football, golf, gymnastics, polo, rowing, rugby union, sailing, shooting, tennis, tug-of-war. Venues: 7th arrondissement of Paris, equestrian, Bois de Boulogne, croquet, tug-of-war, Bois de Vincennes, archery, Boulogne-Billancourt, shooting, Compiègne, golf, Croix Catalan Stadium, athletics, Le Havre, sailing, Moulins-en-Yvelines, sailing, Neuilly-sur-Seine, basque pelota, Puteaux, tennis, Sætery, shooting, Seine, rowing, swimming, and water polo, Tuileries Garden, fencing, Velodrome de Vincennes, cricket, cycling, football, gymnastics, and rugby union.